Hi, I'm Ethan Hines, and I was Bert in Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins truly meant a lot to me. Not only was this my first lead role in a musical, but also the character of Bert just encompassed everything I love in musical theater. He's truly just an awesome character to portray. He danced, he sang, he acted, and he was just a big ball of energy. And having the ability and the permission to, just be that big on stage all the time is something that's really cool and I could do all day and just love every minute of it. And, being Bert is something that I'll never forget. I feel like there's a certain part of me now that's like with him, that's kind of meshed together, and I think that's pretty awesome. And, I got to meet I already knew I already knew the people that were doing the musical, but through this process, I've grown closer with a lot of people, and getting to work with our Jane and Michael, Arden Anderson, and Liam Weller. They're just so amazing, and I was like, man, I wish I was that talented. Like, I felt inferior to them, and they're so amazing. And just this musical has really been a turning point in like the junior year. It's so stressful and everything, and then Mary Poppins came, and it was just this, relief. Even though I wanted to be like perfect all the time, it was just so awesome to be able to free myself. It was just when we walked into the theater, we let go all of our worries and troubles from the outside and just soaked up the energy that we all had and had a super fun time. And I wouldn't trade the memories and the joy that I've had during the musical process for anything in the world. And even though we didn't get to put it on, I think that all of us in our hearts will hold it in this musical in place. And we all said, until we meet again. So, this musical will all obviously be with us forever. And I was just honored to get to experience this process with so many amazing and talented people.
All right, so hi, my name is Corbin Dunn. I played Mr. Banks in Mary Poppins this year, or would have played, and today I'm gonna say what Mary Poppins meant to me to be able to do that. Um, the biggest thing that Mary Poppins meant to me was you're never too old to start imagining things. You're never too old to start truly loving your life, because both the journey that the Banks family goes through and also George Banks goes through is just learning that your life is your life, and it can be whatever you want it to be. You can reach for your dreams, as all the songs say, and you can have fun with it. And you don't need to live your life cold and clinical or any way that anybody tells you, because it's your life. And I've loved that message since the beginning, and that's what I'm taking from the show. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Belle Hughes, and I played Nelius in Grove City's production of Mary Poppins. I love watching Mary Poppins and all the magic that goes along with it, and I'm glad to say that it's just as magical, if not more, doing it and being in it. And the lessons Mary Poppins teaches never grows old, and you always seem to find something else to learn every time you watch it, which is super exciting. And my favorite memory would probably be learning supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, because it's really hard to say and spell, and then you have to add on the letter motions and the dancing, but that just made it more fun.
Hi everyone, my name is Izzy Boltz. I am a senior, and my role in Mary Poppins was Mrs. Brill. So I want to talk to everyone about my favorite memories and what this show meant to me. My favorite memories from the process was probably when there's this one scene where Mrs. Brill, she has this obsession with the family heirloom, and she's always cleaning it and always yelling at Robertson I to stop touching it, stop, don't even get around it. And in the end, Robertson I is not even the one who breaks it. It ends up being Mr. Banks who drops it because Mrs. Brill bumps into him. And I think my favorite memory is when we were rehearsing that scene, Mrs. Banks and I start screaming because, of course, I'm in love with this heirloom. I'm upset that it's broken. So I start screaming, and Isabel, who plays Mrs. Banks, and Isabel and I, we were talking about how I wanted to make it really dramatic, and I was gonna grab her and shake her by the shoulders after she said her line. During rehearsal, she was saying her line, but I grabbed her and shook her before her line was over. So we were cracking up. We like barely said any lines because we were laughing so hard. And honestly, that was probably one of like my favorite memories and the best memory from Mary Poppins because it was just so fun and I'll never forget that. To me as a senior, this show meant a lot because my first show was The Little Mermaid freshman year. I was a freshman, obviously no one knew me, I didn't know anyone else either. It was really weird, I felt out of place, but on that closing night, I saw seniors give their speeches and it was phenomenal. I just cried as a freshman who didn't even know these seniors, and I was like, I'm gonna stick with this and that's gonna be me one day. So this show meant a lot to me because it was my last show and I was excited to give a senior speech, and I even wrote a senior speech a month before opening night before anything like this happened. So though we didn't get to do it, we're gonna try to do it in the future, and it just meant a lot to me as well because I never wanted to act, and this was my first kind of lead role in a musical, and it was really exciting to have that opportunity, and I just wanted to thank everyone who believed in me and helped me get there. So, thank you.
I was Coral Sweet Apple. I was part of the ensemble and was the teddy bear. A favorite memory of mine was whenever we started to learn the choreography for Supercalifragilistic. None of us knew what was going on. No one knew the hand gestures. And we just had a lot of fun laughing together and trying to figure out how to do the song.
My name is Olivia Persick, and I am in sophomore year. Mary Poppins has meant the world to me since I was little. I used to watch the movie with my grandparents every weekend. It was the first Broadway musical I ever went to go see at Pittsburgh, so it's been in my heart ever since I was little and ever since I can remember. And I knew that I wanted to be a part of the show, whether it be ensemble or a lead or whatever. I wanted to be a part of the show ever since I could remember. And when I found out Grove City was doing it, I was so excited. And when I saw my name on that cast list, I was even more excited. And then we started doing rehearsals and choreography, and that was the best experience I could have ever asked for. Learning Supercalifragilistic and seeing everybody dance the chimney sweeps, or seeing just the lines come together, the characters come to life. It was the most magical experience I could ask for, and I'm so happy that I got to be a part of it. That I get to say I was in the cast of Mary Poppins 2020 in Grove City. And it's sad that we don't get to perform on stage or wear the costumes or do the makeup, but nobody can take away the experience that I had during rehearsals, during the choreography, during the songs, during memorizing the lines and making new friends. I couldn't ask for a better cast, and I couldn't ask for a better director, and I couldn't ask for a better crew. We're so lucky to have such amazing and talented people in our high school, and I'm so happy to say that I'm a part of it. So that's what Mary Poppins means to me. Thank you.
Isabel Day, and I was playing Mrs. Banks in Mary Poppins, and this show was super special to me because it was my senior show, and it was my first big lead, and it made me really fall in love again with theater. My favorite memory was bonding with the little kids and blocking all of my scenes with them because we really just formed a connection, and they're so fun to work with.
Hi, my name's McKenna Isles, and this year I would have played Valentine the doll, as well as a chimney sweep, a statue, and a starlighter. I have a bunch of favorite memories, but some of them are just about the songs and dances themselves. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was super fun, getting to learn all of the sign language, which was really crazy at first, but it turned out really good in the end. Another one of my favorites had to be Step in Time. Just being able to be a chimney sweep and bounce around everywhere and tap dance with Ethan was super awesome. And then my last one has to be Playing the Game. I actually was going to sing solo for the first time on stage, which I was really nervous about at first, but super excited in the end to actually be able to venture out and do something different, and just getting to perform with Abby Weller is always a joy, and I was going to become a life-size doll in some magical way. But I would have to say overall, the show to me is super important. Theater itself is such a big family, and in the show, they're trying to reunite and bring the Banks family together. So I feel like it really enforced that family value I think we all have inside of us, especially in theater, and just getting to learn so much from Mary Poppins, all of the joy and happiness she brings, as well as all of the morals and stories that she tells. And Abby did such a good job playing Mary Poppins, and I'm really glad that she got to share that role with all of us and all of the love she has.
Mary Poppins to me meant having the honor of being a named role, meant an opportunity to show that I could be a named role, that I could be trusted, was such a part in the play and the musical that I could sing a song by myself, that I could portray a character that had such complexity as being hopeful but having had gone through hardship and still having a light in their soul. Like, the bird woman to me wasn't just some old lady. She was this person that, even though she had probably gone through so much hardship in her life, she still had kindness and honesty and just hope in general. And that was awesome that I could be picked for just such a role and be trusted with a part like that. That's what Bird Woman meant to me, and that's what Mary Poppins meant to me. That in a play that is all about happiness and family and connection, I could be one of the parts that communicate that idea and theme.
My name is Mary Coulter, and I was going to play Miss Andrew. And I guess I can't really articulate what the show means to me, but one thing that it did is that I just couldn't stop myself from falling in love with it. And every time I heard the end of the show, I cried because it was just like so amazing, and I fell in love with all the people that were a part of it and all the processes that put it together. It was so magical, and yeah, I fell in love with it.
Hi, my name is Abby Weller. I played Mary Poppins in Mary Poppins. This show was really, really special to me. When I was a little girl, I had my own form of a Mary Poppins in the form of my dance teacher. Her name was Audrey Pollock. She's an amazing lady. But whenever I was little, she kind of taught me some of the same lessons that she taught Michael and Jane. So every single time that I stepped on stage, I truly found myself like emulating her and just kind of thinking back to the way that she taught me when I was a kid. It's one of the first shows that I ever saw, so to me, to be able to step out on the stage and play such an iconic role, that was truly just a dream come true for me. It pushed me out of my comfort zone truly in every shape and form, but it just pushed me beyond the boundaries of what I knew how to do in theater, which to me was really awesome. It reminded me that, like the song says, anything can happen if you let it, and it kind of brought me back to the mindset that I had when I was a kid, where I just kind of like kept dreaming big and just would shoot for the moon with everything. And it kind of reaffirmed that message for me this year, even when things weren't always going great. But this show will always hold a very special place in my heart. Even though it didn't get to go on stage, it was truly, it's Mary Poppins. It was a magical experience. But I am so forever thankful that I got to get through this whole process and finish the show with my friends. And I'm just really grateful for all of the lessons that Mary Poppins herself taught me. So I'm just so thankful for such a wonderful experience.